Hello, this is Matty77 at Bottom Feeders Incorporated, and we're here for part 3 of Is It Art? Shadow of the Colossus, where we just took way too damn long to kill a lizard, get his tail. And today we're going lizard hunting, I think, and fruit hunting. At least while I'm up in this area. I don't like to rush it. I know somewhat to a degree priorities change when you're recording versus playing for pleasure. I really can't just meander around certain areas for half an hour just looking for the perfect place to make a screenshot, but at the same time I would like to do some exploring, if for no reason other than, like, if this was just a general playthrough, I'd probably just wouldn't even bother. I mean, if you're good enough, I'm pretty sure I know enough about the game I could get through it without collecting too much stuff. Maybe a little bit on the way here or there. But the thing is, this series is, at the end of the day, this is part of Is It Art, which exists specifically to not just be playthroughs, but to be examinations. I mean, they're playthroughs, but they're also supposed to be examinations of the games as art. I know I'm not perfect at it, but I'm starting to get there. I'm getting better. Everything in my channel is evolving. It didn't help though. It kind of set me back that my SHAREfactory, for whatever reason, does not want to record vocal tracks after the fact. That kind of messed me up, because for most things, I'd rather obviously record vocals, record my commentary while playing. You know, you get reactions and you get focus on things, and seeing them for the first time, there's a lot of things to be said for it. Even as one guy who ain't as entertaining as multiple people, and you get your dead spots, and as I always point out, those points where I find myself going, but even with that, the thing, it just, I don't know, it just usually seems to work better when you do your commentary at the same exact time as your video. Except for with this, and the reasoning behind why I wanted to do this series with commentary after the fact boils down to the fact that it's a lot harder to talk about the art aspects of it when you're playing, because I still have to, not only do I have to keep a commentary going, but I have to concentrate on actually playing. So there's a lot of places where I would get into deeper examinations, but I can't. I find myself getting more stuck on, well, this looks good and that looks good and whatever, because when you're playing, like I'm finding it even here, I'm looking for the lizard, so I'm pausing for a minute because I'm thinking about the game at the same time I'm trying to think about what I'm about to say, which keeps me from getting into the deeper talk on how narrative is told through gameplay and action. But we got to make sacrifices, right? And that seems to be my sacrifices. I have to do commentary. While I'm playing. Don't particularly care for that, but it's one of the sacrifices I have to make. I'm not killing the series. I feel very strongly about art. Not just games as art, I feel very strongly about art. I don't talk about it very often. This is something I'm not gonna probably really get into very much again, unless it's to note it or to more, if you've seen this, you may hear something later that brings it back, the memory of it, but I'm probably never going to get into the major talk about it, but I do have art training. I didn't go to college or school or anything like that. I actually quit high school and then got my GED, but one of the reasons I quit high school is I had some issues when I was a kid. Some were my fault, some weren't, but the thing is, I got sent to the schools for the special schools, not for learning, but for behavior. Not saying that's a good thing or a bad thing, it's just a fact. But as I got into high school, the program I choose to, like, they supposedly teach you trade, and technically they were teaching us how to silkscreen shirts. But the teacher took an interest in me, and he was an actual artist. And when I say actual artist, I mean like he did gallery showings and painting. And he taught me a lot. Like, he put special time into teaching me about art, not just art, but art theory and some history of it. Medium, like, I've always cared for, I don't know, with my YouTube picture you can't see it as much because I used pencil and color, but I really like, for instance, I like to draw in pen. I like to use black and white. I like to use a lot of shading and hard lines, and instead of discouraging me from that, he taught me what types of art you should be doing if you want to be using those mediums, like what it goes well with. And that's just one example, but yeah, I learned a lot about art. So I do have some background in art. And let's be honest, and it goes back to what I was saying about art connecting with you and emotions, is art is the language of the soul, I guess. Not that I necessarily actually believe in a literal soul, but that's what we humans respond to on an emotional level. It's like there's a song by the band Mother Love Bone called Man of Golden Words, and Andy Wood talks about that in the song, how music is the true international language. I know people say love, but music is the one thing, like, it doesn't matter what the language the words are in, music can still move you. Like, music is something that humans understand on an instinctual level. Like, look at children, and I don't mean like 9, 10, I mean like young children, like 3 or 4, and just play music around them, and since they don't have all the inhibitions and the years of whatever thinking one way or another about things, they just react. And kids down to, I don't know, maybe not the future serial killers, there's probably an exception, someone's always got to have that one exception, and yeah, there's exceptions to everything, okay? But in general, children will just start dancing to music, and it doesn't matter who they're raised by, what area of the world they're from, what color their skin is, what language parents speak or they're being taught. If you put on music around kids, they dance. That's what they do, because music moves humans on a instinctual level, and not necessarily to the degree of music, but I think all art does that. Art is the language of the soul. That's our meaningful interactions in life usually involve art. I mean, even love, if you think about it, people talk about love. All the greatest representations of love or love stories have art to them. It's always romance. It's romance we as a species go for, and it's the art of it. So yeah, art. Long story short, art means a lot to me. So it's more than just I play games or trying to figure out filler for my channel. Like, art is very important to me. So if I'm gonna have a channel on YouTube about video games, of course their relation to art is gonna come up, and that's why I started this series and will continue this series. I mean, now I have something all the time. I mean, eventually it may get to the day or the point, or especially if I get a larger audience, and you know, the larger my audience gets, I think I'm at subscribers, and I don't even know how many of those actually watch anything regularly. But say I get a larger audience, like, to some degree that will dictate the material I'm putting out. If everybody's watching my whatever series, obviously I'm gonna put more time and effort into content like that, whatever people are watching. You know, for instance, oh yeah, I haven't put a video up yet, but I'm doing a series of videos on fighting games, which I'm not good at, but that's not the point of them. What the series is, it's like I'm starting with Guilty Gear, but I might do some others. It's the arcade modes with people, and I just kind of mash my way through on normal, but it's about seeing the little stories of each individual person. It's just something to be there, something somebody may find interesting. Like, say that's a hit, I'll start doing more of that. Like, I definitely want to give people what they want, and depending on things like that, that may affect things, and also depend on my access to games. Like I said, I'm not the richest guy, and unless I get a big enough audience that I'm making money off these videos, I'm gonna have to make content with the games I can get a hold of. And right now, that's majority PS Plus, PS Now, and the few games I buy new. I mean, I try to buy games in sales sometimes, but so there may come, the larger point being, there may come a point where I don't necessarily have a ton of games around, lying around to do. Is it hot? Or if I notice I'm getting low on games of the type, I might save them, bank them for a while. Because this is something I'll always want to do, and it's something that's important to me. But it's not something that I definitely have to always constantly have running. Right now, you know, I have a wealth of material. My channel's new, and at this point, especially if you've watched how I've evolved from just throwing raw video up to actually learning some editing and making stuff presentable. I mean, the point is, if you've watched all that, and you'll know, and you'll have seen it, because the thing is, at this point, it's mostly, for me at the moment, about getting content up. And some of that content may go. Some, like, I think I talked about this before. It may get to the point where I have enough content that's all been edited and looks good and is better quality up that I might start getting rid of some of the older stuff. At first I was thinking, oh, I should keep it up so people can see how far I've come, but I think I'm slowly gonna phase out the old content. Even some of the stuff I really like, I may do new stuff of it, like remastered versions. If I feel that I want videos up of that, of content-wise, of particular games or whatnot. But the larger point being, I wanted content. I didn't want people coming here and finding 1-2 videos. If people are gonna come to your channel, they're gonna want videos, and they're gonna want fresh stuff enough so that if they are subscribing here and they get it, they're gonna get notifications. Like, Because if they like to watch your stuff, they're going to want to watch stuff. Gotcha, buddy. Okay, let's kneel. Is it over in there? Huh? Okay.
Yeah! Yeah!
But yeah, as I have more of a backlog of content, plus, and I'm still working on this too. I've been thinking about today. I was like, dude, what do I want to do? Because I don't want to be forcing myself, feeling like I'm obligated to do too much content. But I don't just want to be doing 1 or 2 videos a day either. Like, I need to find a balance that works for me, and I'm not there yet. But when I do, I need to, I feel that the best of both worlds is having enough backlog so there's always something that people that are interested can see. But at the same time, enough new stuff coming out. So we're not just always relying on the old stuff. It's already up now. Did I go this way? I did this one, right? Yeah. Pretty sure. Hasn't. It's kind of in the right area. I just don't want to. Kind of going to go through the maze, like not maze, but it's easy to get lost up in those pathways. I think it's easier to find what you're looking for from the front. Oh yeah, see. In fact, I'm not sure how easy it is even to get. Here from the other direction. If it is possible. I think it might be also one of those things where you're just really going around in circles. Because you're like going around it, but there's not actually an entrance from that direction. There might be those. Yeah, it looks like there is. Yeah, this is not my favorite Colossus. Like I said, it's mechanical level dislike, not... Oh, this Colossus just stinks. And they should have cut him. One of the more interesting visuals. And I really can't hate on it. I know there are people. I can't hate on the people that do find him to be one of their favorite Colossuses. And there's much to be said for him. I just find him frustrating to play against. This is beautiful, though. I like the mist. I guess he was sleeping. I don't know how you can see that, but I think this game is gorgeous. Crackers. Yeah, buddy. Come on. You're on any of the other pressure plates, huh? Thing is, I need him to attack me there. Otherwise, That's pointless. No, no. Dorman acting like he's telling me something I didn't already know. There we go. Oh, bullcrap. That wouldn't have been very good. Oh, come on. Like, obviously, I know what I'm doing. I guess I'm just getting frustrated because I've played it so many times. But I guess that's part of the appeal if you actually think about it. Like, is the fact that getting up there and getting to it is part of the struggle. It's part of the fight. Like, it's not hitting the... Whoa. That had to be the luckiest fall ever. Oh, I gotta get back up to the head. How am I gonna do that? Okay. It was frustrating as heck to get up there and do it, but now that I've done it, I feel kind of bad. That's what I mean. Like, look at that majestic creature. Look at that framing of that. Part 4 is the horsey thing. Well, Colossus 4. That's gonna be part 4. Pretty much think I'm gonna do one Colossus per video. I go pray to the altar. How am I looking, by the way? No, the degradation hasn't really started yet, which is something we will talk about once it starts setting in and becoming more noticeable. What the heck? It's very important to the plot. And again, is a big factor of why I say it tells its plot through. So, we're gonna have to go that way next time. So, hopefully you'll join us then for part 4. This has been part 3 of Is It Art? Shadow of the Colossus. This has been Maddie77 of Bottom Feeders Incorporated. Until next time.